What's up, Slayers? Welcome back to the Slayer Lair. I'm going to go over a few things that I picked up the past few days, and go over some games, and go over some things that are happening in media that's going on right now. So let's get started. Well, the first thing I picked up was from a thrift store, because I do stop in there sometimes and check out, see what you can find. The first thing is this Mortal Kombat, The Art of Mortal Kombat. It's actually, the book comes with a nice little sleeve to go over the book. You can see the front and back. Now what this book is you go through it. Let's see if I can do this. It goes through, it tells you about all the characters. It gives you their bios, their pictures, accessories, like right here is Sub-Zero, if y'all can see that. But it does this through every character. Let me see, let's see. Right here's Liu Kang and Kung Lao. And what it also has in it, not just the characters, but it shows the difference, like from the Mortal Kombat 2 in 1993 to the Mortal Kombat 2011. It's got different pictures that show that, I don't know if y'all can really see it, shows how the graphics look, the difference between then and now. It also goes through, it tells you about every stage, like there's the pit, move my fingers out of the way, but it's got that in there. Let's see, what else is in this book? Wastelands. What is that? The Meadow of Despair. That's a pretty cool picture if you could see it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I picked it up for a couple bucks. I thought it was a great find. I love Mortal Kombat, and it's just an awesome thing to have around to look at. But anyway, like I said, in the front of the cover right here is raised, so it's not just a flat surface, it's actually raised up. But put it back in its nice little sleeve here. You can see, slides right in there, and then like I said, see on the spine of it, The Art of Mortal Kombat. What's that again? Nice little book, nice find, just something for a collection piece. Next game I picked up, all these games I picked up at Steel Collectibles. I didn't pay over $4 for any of these games. Some of them you may say, well, that's not that great of a game, but the games that I'm picking up are filler games just to have into my collection, just to add for the ones I don't have. And this one right here was one of the first wrestling games that was actually licensed to actually use the likeness and names and actually their entrance music. All their entrance music is done on an 8-bit sound, but it actually, you can tell whose it is. It's actually pretty cool. This game was made by LGN. Thank God it wasn't made after a movie. But other than that, great game. I think I paid $3 for it, $3 or $4. This is part 2, Track and Field 2. Track and Field was cool. I remember going to the arcade and playing the original Track and Field. If you would put a comb between your fingers just the right way, and you could tap one side and it would automatically hit the other side when you let go, so you kind of had a little cheat there. You could keep tapping the comb and you'd have a little cheat to make the guy run faster. But I hadn't had a chance to try this out yet, but I will. I may try to do a video on it and see what's all on there. But the original Track and Field was a pretty fun game. Reminds me of Decathlon on the Atari. Next one is another sequel, Top Gun: The Second Mission. A lot of people give a lot of hate to the Top Gun game, but I actually like the game. I have not played Top Gun: The Second Mission. I will sit down and do that. And both of those two games were made by Konami, and Konami was one of the leaders in game making at the time, and to this point they still were, up until the Silent Hill mess. But Top Gun: Second Mission, I'll give it a try, and maybe we can sit down and go a review over it. Next game, anybody in for some football? Some NES play action football. This was one of the first games that actually took advantage of Nintendo's I don't know, four-way tap. I almost called it a turbo tap, but that was for the turbo graphics. But it took advantage of the four-way play. And this game was out around about the same time as Techno Bowl and John Elway Football and games like that. But it was actually a pretty fun game to play, especially if you had a lot of people in the house. You wanted to sit down and play a little tournament 2-on-2. stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Alright, the last game that I got for you guys is Airwolf. Airwolf was made out of the after the 1980 TV series. For you, those of you that don't know, it was just based on the hit TV series. See right there, read it, read it, read it, read it. It was just made after the TV series, which was real popular in the 80s. The game is actually not too bad. It reminds you of a Choplifter style Urban Strike type game. Really fun though, and it was made by Acclaim. Other than that, that's about it on that. But there's a few things that I wanted to get into with. One, about the games. I have said it before and I'll keep saying it. If you are a collector and you are looking for great prices, go to Steel Collectibles. They have an awesome selection, great prices, and very knowledgeable staff. The guy, Tyler, and his wife, I think her name was Shannon, that run the store, they'll sit and talk to you just like if they were gamers, like your friends, just talking about games. Really cool. He's got some really cool collectible items. He's got some He-Man stuff, some Transformer things there. I mean, they have some comic books, and they've got a little bit of everything. They have a great selection of Funko Pop figures. But like again, guys, check it out. I'll leave the link down below to their address and their phone number down below, where down there. But I want to get on to a few other things. Number one, the new Civil War trailer dropped today. Trailer looked awesome. Had a few surprises in it. The ending of the trailer was really cool. You got Ant-Man, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, what else is there? Scarlett Johansson's in there again, Black Widow, Tony Stark, of course, Iron Man, Man of War was in it. Who else was in there? Black Panther, like I said. A bunch of the originals. Ant-Man, like I said, was pretty cool little scene. In the ending of the preview of the trailer, you hear Tony say, "Okay, Underoos, get him." And all of a sudden you see a spider web come and yank the shield out of Cap's hands, and then he binds his hands up with the web, and it actually shows Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is in Civil War, which is pretty cool. Now that Marvel owns the rights back to Spider-Man, so maybe he'll be in a few more. Second thing I want to talk about is there's been a big controversy over the past weeks about Coleco Chameleon. Now Coleco, since all this has happened, has took their name off the system, will not let them use it. What it was, they had a toy fair and they were trying to show a prototype for the Chameleon. Well, what the guy did was take an empty shell of a Jaguar, which from what I understand he did buy the rights for the use of the shell of Jaguar and the shell of the games. But he took this shell and emptied it out and took the insides of a Super Nintendo out, put inside this shell, used black electrical tape to hold the shell together. And then not only that, the game that he was playing on it, he took the chip out of the actual cartridge and taped the chip to a Jaguar case game. Put the game in there. Now the power light for the system that was supposed to be on, when they were playing, was not even on, so it didn't show that it even had power. Well, that's because it was the guts of a Super Nintendo. They panned around to the back and you could see the actual RCA cord, which is a standalone cord for the Super Nintendo. I believe it fit the GameCube, and I'm trying to remember if it fit the N64. But it was a certain plug that Nintendo made. And you can see this plug sticking out of the back of this system. And then they had, wasn't even a right power cord for this system. They were using a universal power cord, so it didn't even have its own system. Well, some people say, well, how does that explain anything? Well, for one, like I said, you see the duct tape holding this thing together. Not only that, the Chameleon was only supposed to be HDMI output. They did this to cut back on cost so you didn't have all the components outputs. Well, the TV that they were running on was a CRT TV. And anybody knows that those TVs do not come equipped with HDMI connections. Those were only your red, yellow, white, maybe your high definition hookups on some of them. So they plain out have lied, and this was not a working prototype. They're trying to get the funds up before they even have a prototype just to make a prototype, and that's not going to work. So I don't believe that the Chameleon will ever see the light of day now, because like I said, Coleco has yanked this name off of it, which is, I mean, if you go back, some of you aren't going to remember, the Coleco had its own system a while back. It was around the time of the Atari 2600, 5200 era. But they had some cool games on the Coleco. They had Smurfs, which was actually a good game. Mousetrap, Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, stuff like that was on the Coleco. You know, it was one of the systems that helped break the way through to the new modern era when the Nintendo came out. So why, when you had all this, would you allow your name to be put on a product that is going to tarnish the name Coleco? So I do not blame them for taking their name off of this system. Other than that, what else has been going on, guys? I think that's about it for right now. I'm looking forward to, like I said, Civil War coming out. Went and seen Deadpool. Deadpool is an awesome movie. Would love to see it again. Recommend it. Anybody that loves the series, the comics, the games, go check Deadpool out. They really stay true to the comics and gaming of that. Other than that, guys, I hope you have a great week. Upcoming weekend. I hope it's good for you. Remember, like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you thought about it. And remember, once we hit 100 subs, we will be doing a giveaway. Again, guys, appreciate you all. Thanks for the new subs, and we will see you soon.